that whatever is the entrepreneur's ideas, you must act. Because the whole fundamentals of Western life is to see and to be seen. So, oh, that's the fashion, so we should do that. This is the fashion, so we do that. Like the other day, about a year back, I went to England and I found all the Serjoginis having their hair here. I said, what's this? So I asked an Indian girl, I said, what is this supposed to be? This is a new fashion. I said, what new fashion? Called it Jiprea in Marathi, you know. We call it Jiprea fashion. Only the Maharashtrians can. And they all had their hair here, you know, like this. All. I said, my God, this is Agya, this they are covering, their eyes will become squinty. But the fashion, if it comes, and the whole fashion is with the hair alone. Hair, I don't know what. There's so much interest in the hair. And they lose the hair so fast in these countries without using the oil which they should use. They lose their hair very fast. Starting from the hair, the sastra. Then fashion means, what is this? These entrepreneurs, these stupid people are creating ideas, and why should we follow them? I don't say that Sahajogis should all look alike, not at all. You can dress up the way you like. You can live the way you like. But you should not get yourself enslaved by any entrepreneurs. You are free people now. Know that very well. Know that you are absolutely free, and your freedom is absolutely in the light of your enlightenment. You can never do wrong. But first of all, have that confidence within yourself. That whatever you have to do, you are not going to enslave yourself to entrepreneurs, what people have to say, how you will look, how you will appear before. This is a very important point, that half of the time we are laboring just to look like many others. It's very surprising how these entrepreneurs have befooled the Western people. In India it won't work. Won't work. Especially the Indian women. This in between came a mini sari. Came up to Bombay for about 4 or 5 days, I think disappeared. No Indian woman would wear a mini sari, finished. Nothing doing. Any sort of fashion now comes in India, doesn't stay. Because whatever clothes we have now in India is traditionally has been there, has been tested, and error and trial and error and trial, and we know now this is the best, now stop it. At certain age, you stop. This is the style that suits us the best. But anything goes on, the styles go on changing. And this is what you have to be very careful to see, that you do not take to stupid things which are being created by entrepreneurs, but to sensible things which are required for. So one of the enslavement I feel is that you have to play into the hands of entrepreneurs. But a slavery is very deep and is so psychological. In so many ways, it is extremely hidden and so subtle that you cannot make it out. So in the introspection you find out what's gone wrong with you, how you are made this way, what's wrong in my own personality. It has come from all the surroundings and the way people have been putting ideas into my head. You should have your own ideas. You shouldn't worry what Plato said and what Socrates said and what this thing said. What do you think? After all, you are enlightened people. But then there is another psychological thing which is even the worst. And that, mother, if we are very sure, then we are putting up our ego. They are so much afraid of their ego that as if after some time they'll take off. The ego will bloat so much that will take off. This is another fear people have. That if we assert, all right, this is what I want, this is the right thing to do, then I'll get off, so I don't want to say such a thing. I have an ego. So with Sahaja Yoga also certain fears have crawled in. One of them is that, mother, I should not have any ego. Now, what is the problem of ego? That also surprising despite all fear and everything. As a reaction to it, people have developed a kind of a protesting character. But again, these entrepreneurs have pampered your ego. Like in the morning, you ask the child, what will you have? Then child say, I'll have this. The mother has to run and get it. Or she must keep everything in the fridge. In India, that's not the case. Whatever is cooked in the house, you better have. If there is no salt, all right, without salt, come along. Otherwise, don't eat, doesn't matter. In any case, you will eat. So when the disciplining comes within yourself and you understand this, then you do not say, I desire only this, I desire only this. What you desire, you tell yourself. All right, you will not have it for 1 month, let's see. Once I must tell you about myself that little bit comfort grew upon me sometimes, I think. So we had a transfer, and my family was not with me at that time. We had only one small little bed where my husband slept, and I slept just on the bare cement in the. And next day I started getting the pain in the body. I said, all right. I slept on the cement for 1 month. On the cement you get pain, all right, sleep now. 1 month I said, I'm going to sleep on the cement. Then cement lost its power on me. Then might be the cement might be feeling the pain. So, that's what you have to do, is to master your mind. Now the problem only will come, what is the discretion, this ego will come up, mother. Because your ego, as I said, is developed by reactions, by protesting against things, and also by the pampering of the entrepreneurs. All right, whatever may be the reason, we are not going to psychoanalyze ourselves. But the fact is also we have an ego problem. Why? I've already told you that if a balloon is bloated many a times, it can easily be bloated. At the slightest air, it bloats. And that's why you are afraid that suddenly my ego might become so big that I may be like a balloon in the air somewhere moving. But how to get rid of this is to know that you are an enlightened soul. Respect yourself. Once you start respecting yourself, you will not fall into any traps of ego. Very simple. Respect yourself. You have to say, I am a Sahajogi. How can I behave like this? After all, I am a Sahajogi. A kind of a dignity that develops. And then you will start feeling shy of doing something that is stupid. Because ego makes you stupid, that's the point. Absolutely. So, now, if you develop this respect for yourself, I am a Sahajogi, so I can't behave like this. I am a Sahajogi. If you say like that to yourself, then you will be amazed that the dignity of a Sahajogi will definitely keep you down to earth. You will not get into the trap of your ego. So one side is the conditioning, another side is this ego. Simple thing is ego. That dignity has to be developed. You'll be surprised, among animals there are maryadas. Like a tiger won't behave like a snake, and snake won't behave like a tiger. So we are now Sahajogis. We are tigers among human beings. We are lions among human beings, the highest. We are the highest human beings. It's not necessary to have 10, medals on your body to show that you are something great. But you are Sahajogis. You are Mahayogis. So develop that respect. And you will be surprised, the humility will immediately will walk into you. Humility. I have seen some Sahajogis sit like this, sometimes sit like this, sometimes if the left Vishuddhi is there, like this, right Vishuddhi is there, like this. But then you see yourself. Like a bridegroom has to dress up, and he remembers, I am the bridegroom. I cannot behave like other younger boys who will be there. I have to have my own personality. I am the bridegroom. I am going for my wedding. I cannot behave like all my other friends are there. You have to behave in a particular manner. So assume this. Still, we do not know that we are Sahajogis. Once we know we are Sahajogis, that dignity will develop within us, and with that dignity you will be amazed. You will also see what is wrong in your own country, what is indignified. Now, with whatever has happened in France, you can find out what's wrong with French laws. But French are more interested in drinking and eating and other things. So they never paid attention, oh, let it be, what do you care for laws, let it be as it is, doesn't matter, who should bother about these things, it's nothing important. After all, if you can get something to drink. You go to any French village at seven time, you cannot meet anyone, even a drunkard. They are sitting inside and drinking. I mean, that's the main religion, main pastime. Next day with the hangover they come, so they see everything the other way down. Like this fellow, these journalists who went to India, they saw an iron gate and they thought this was the iron curtain of Hitler. Everything expanded, so big, crooked, because hangover, So the whole life in the West like a hangover. Either they see things too big or too small. They don't see things as they are. Now most of these things are written, which you will read, the psychology and all those things and the books. Mostly they are drunkards. If you see their lives, they have been drunkards. So whatever they have written, why should we take them so seriously? Except for very few who were realized souls, most of them were drunkards. Like those who wrote about Greek tragedies must have been really drunkard people. They must be taking lot of things inside and they must be writing something like that. Because most of the drunkards, when they write, they say that why should I live? I must die. And like that we too have in India many people who have written ghazals who always say that why should we live, we should die. So there's one poet who has said, now you're talking of die, why don't you die once for all? So you will realize that what you will write, what you will say, is higher than all these people. But Sahaja Yoga has worked so smoothly in you that you do not know what you are. Today on Guru Puja, you are worshipping your Guru. At the same time, I bow to your Guru within yourself. Let your Guru come up and show itself. Especially the kind of a Guru you have. I am not strict with you, I am very gentle. Because as I told you, fundamentally is a different thing, is that it is not for an individual, but it is for the collective. And if something has to spread collectively, then you have to understand that it has to be only love that is going to. There is no other way we can spread Sahaja Yoga, because we cannot be like Hitler, giving wrong ideas of hatred. Either it could be hatred or love. You teach people, we hate this one, fundamentalism, this, that, you will get thousands ready to fight. You can elevate their baser self and say, all right, come along, let us fight. Racialism, this, that, anything, even nationalism. All right, there are people. But when I say love, it's very different. Try to understand, and because of our collective work, you have to know that love is a source of energy that makes things grow in a living manner. It is the energy which is a living energy. Try to understand now. This is, people don't understand. Love doesn't mean that you hug somebody or do something, but living energy that understands, that makes you grow. I hope you have seen my books and I hope you have read it. In that I have described to you very clearly what is the living energy within us that works. And anything that is working, for example, see this flower. Now, I cannot order this one to go straight. It's moving in its own way. Let it be. It looks nice because no flower should look like another flower. Living energy never creates the same thing exactly than another. Only plastics can be done. Now, when it is growing in its own way. So whatever is built in within you, which is a living energy, built in but living energy, and a living thing that works, it blossoms by itself. The water of pure love is to be given. In pure love, what you see in another person as a guru, what's the matter with myself where it is obstructing me to go further. In another person as a guru, what you see is how to handle this man with love so that he comes closer to reality. It's a very gentle process. It's a very loving process. And nothing like really enjoying your love. Just to know that I love so many people itself is so great. And you to see, feel that I love so much. But it should be samadrishti. Means with the same eyes you should see everyone. You see everybody with the same eyes. Isn't it? Only two eyes are there. But you see everyone with the same eyes. They are different. All right? You see them as different. But your eyes do not discriminate. Your eyes do not see somebody black, somebody white, somebody blue. They see what they are. When you start seeing with samadrishti means the same eyes, same sight, not to change your ideas. Because what happens that your own mind twists it and you start seeing somebody as different, somebody as different. Now with the eyes, I see the fact. But supposing my mind is off, I might see as a human being. So if you are a sane person, then you will see everyone as they are. This is samadrishti, is that you have the same eyes for everyone. Do not get twisted. So that you cannot have somebody is your special friend, somebody is number 2 friend, somebody is number 10 friend, and some as your enemy. Once you start looking at things like that, everything will get into proper shapes. Otherwise one can go crazy. Also it should be samyak. Samyak means integrated. There should be an integrated knowledge, like the eyes when they see where you are sitting, where you are, where is this person, where is that person, what is the relationship. So the knowledge about others is in relationship with each other. Now supposing there is a gentleman who has a child and there is a problem between that gentleman and the child. To approach that person, you must know that he has a child. Not to just make him separated from others, singularize him. You take somebody, say he is from England or he is from Italy. Then try to understand him that he is from that particular background and that background is around him. So he is like that. If you can have this kind of a full knowledge of others, there will be no problems, no quarreling, nothing.